welcome, KZOOMers.
Hey, everybody.
Wow. So grateful to be together. And if you want to take a moment to look around the Zoom room and say hello to these many of these familiar faces.
Yeah. Eva, I haven't seen you in a while. Hey.
And
Sweet babe.
my cousin Erica's here.
Hey, cousin Erica.
So we come together today, tomorrow morning, to explore a mystery, and this, when I go through the Song of Songs and I come to kind of something that is repeated, I really take a lot of interest, and I wonder, whoa, somebody really wants to get through to me here in this, and the message is a message of the pomegranate, and as soon as I sort of looked at this phrase, which says, there's a couple different translations I'll give you. The one that I wrote in my book says the curve of your cheek is like a pomegranate hidden behind the thicket of your hair. And the JPS translation says your brow behind your veil gleams like a pomegranate split open. So there's something that is a secret there that is that wants to be revealed, and it's kind of why we do our spiritual practice, is to be able to find the state of consciousness from which we can receive the secrets that are hidden in plain sight. I wanted to I was looking at this commentary by the Malbim, and he says about this line, he says, "Now you see what I have been hiding in plain sight since your expulsion from Eden. Eden itself, the garden and all its pleasures, was always there inside you. You see me now behind the veil like a pomegranate split open and spilling its seeds." Yeah. So the pomegranate, I have learned, is a sacred fruit in lots of different traditions. It has a lot of different symbolism and mythology around it, and it's one of the things it represents is fertility and kind of this a kind of a multi-layered mystery. The way that there's a smooth skin, and then there's an intricate kind of husk, and then there are these seeds which are bursting, and there's two English words that we get from that come from that same root of pomegranate, and one of them is the garnet, which is this the jewels that are inside. Yeah, and the other is a grenade, because there is a sense of explosion when you open up a pomegranate. That there's an explosion of life that happens, and there are rituals in different traditions where you break open, with a lot of drama. You break that open in order to reveal it's all of those seeds, and the legend says that there are 613 seeds inside the pomegranate. representing the 613 mitzvot, commandments or opportunities for connection. And there's even a special prayer that is recited by some on Rosh Hashanah that says, "May it be your will, O Lord our God, and God of our ancestors, that our mitzvot increase like the seeds of the pomegranates." There's also the mystery of the high priest whose robes were embroidered with pomegranates, and between each pomegranate there was a bell. And so you would, those bells and those pomegranates would, represented this mystery that is this multi-layered mystery that is asking to be revealed. And Solomon's temple also had pomegranates on the tops of the columns. It became in architecture. It became something that was in the ancient world was really kind of an important symbol. And what else? The pomegranates were in Islam are one of the 4 sacred fruits, and the Muslims are sure that was the tree in the Garden of Eden. So there's a lot of significance there. A lot of people have sort of looked at that pomegranate and thought, this is kind of like the mystery of our lives that is right there, but we have to do some work to uncover it. And the Song of Songs. In the Song of Songs, there is a kind of a description of our lover's face, and you might think of our lover as life itself. Our lover is face that is hidden, but underneath that hiddenness, it is bursting with seed, bursting with possibility. And so I thought the way that I receive a secret is to chant it and to allow it to reveal itself through melody. And so I invite you to call up a sense of mystery, a sense of like, oh yeah, I think I see this world, but sometimes I see much more of it, depending on where I am, how I am looking, what state I'm looking from. So let's find our way to that state of receptivity, that we might receive the treasures that are hidden in plain sight. כפל harimon rakataych מבעד לצמתך כפל harimon rakataych מבעד לצמתך כפל harimon rakataych מבעד לצמתך מבעד לצמתך כפל harimon rakataych 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 מבעד מבעד לצמתך, כפלג הרימון rakataych, 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 מבעד לצמתך. And in the silence, just here again. Now you see what I have been hiding in plain sight since your expulsion from Eden. Eden itself, the garden and all its pleasures, was always there inside you. You see me now behind the veil, like a pomegranate split open and spilling its seed. So this week, as I was exploring the secret of the pomegranate, I wanted to just to look and see and sort of notice what I might be missing or might assume I know what it is, and now it's not. And this morning my zinnia bloomed, and oh my God, it has these, it's like a pink flower, but it has these other yellow flowers inside it. It's like a miracle. If I didn't look closely, I wouldn't realize that what was hidden inside were this whole garden inside the zinnia. Some people are nodding their heads like they know the secret of the zinnia. But it happens also in all our relationships to nature, but also our relationships to each other. We kind of make some assumptions that we know who this person is, and then when we find out we don't, it's destabilizing, and also it opens us up to the possibility that we don't know anything. So, a few years after I met Rachmel, I wrote this poem to him called After All These Years. Actually, it wasn't even that many years, but it felt like it. Like we had known each other a long time. So
Yes, like
I
forever.
said, after all these years. So I decided to write a rhyming poem to my beloved. And I wanted to share that with you. Still, you can surprise me with your kindness, small gestures that portend a lot. After all these years, I know you well, yet I know you not. Just when I expect a calm and cool response, your temper flares, its passion hot. After all these years, I know you well, yet I know you not. That touch of remembrance that reaches out just when I thought that you forgot. After all these years, I know you well, yet I know you not. Love flashes and rumbles across an endless sky, never explaining when or why. I am content to wonder at its familiarly unfamiliar faces. Love slows and then races, reliably unreliable, predictably unpredictable, never warning when or what. I know you well, yet I know you not.
It's all a mystery.
It's all a mystery, and I think that's what the pomegranate is really trying to tell us, that mystery. So, when I was doing some work with Rabbi Mike Cummins, some wilderness work, he had us to say there's a blessing that we say when we encounter something in nature that is like a wow, and that nature blessing. I looked at all these different translations, and everyone looked like it was wrong to me, because it usually just says, blessed are you, God, who makes creation. And when I looked at those words closely, I looked at it and I translated as who does the work of eternal beginnings. Who does the work of eternal beginnings. Oseh, maasei, bereshit. And when we can see each other and the world as something in process, just now emerging as new, it really changes our relationships. We don't say, oh yeah, I know what that is. It's like you don't know. And you need, and it calls you to a kind of attention, like you need to pay attention because something right now is emerging as creation. And it's not something that happened long ago. It's happening right now. And it's happening also that each of us is being recreated. God is coming through us newly in this very moment. And so we have to pay attention. So I wanted to chant this blessing. And actually my fantasy was that Rachmel and I wanted to chant it to each other, and for you, You can, if you're with someone, you can chant it to that person. You can chant it to a cat or a dog. You can chant it to a tree. Or you can find a face right here in the Zoom room to chant it to. And with that sense of like, we are blessing this moment and coming out of habitual seeing and opening our eyes to this eternal beginning, this emerging of life that is happening right now. Several chants. Baruch atah Eloheinu ruach haolam Baruch atah Eloheinu ruach haolam oseh maasei bereshit oseh maasei bereshit Baruch atah Eloheinu ruach haolam Baruch atah Eloheinu ruach haolam oseh maasei bereshit oseh maasei bereshit Baruch atah Eloheinu ruach haolam Baruch atah Eloheinu ruach haolam oseh maasei bereshit oseh maasei bereshit. So let's do it once more and close your eyes and feel yourself as being that pomegranate, that place of eternal fecundity, of beginnings, of richness, of treasures hidden inside. And we'll say a blessing on our own pomegranate lives. It's Baruch atah Eloheinu ruach haolam Baruch atah Eloheinu ruach haolam Bereshit, oseh, maasei, Bereshit. So to have beginner's mind is to sort of live in that blessing of beginning each moment, and being surprised. You know, it's one of the key elements of gratefulness is the ability to be surprised, and so often you have to sort of clear away your expectations or your way of seeing the world so that it can emerge newly for you. And well, that was intense. That was intense.
My darling, it sure was. Wow. Whew. We're in the force.
I thought I was tripping or something. So we got to use that blessing more. I realized as I was approaching this secret of the pomegranate that I needed to I call it raising my vibration. I needed to raise my vibration from ordinary mind. That secret was opaque to me. I couldn't see it. But when I raise my vibration, when I step into a wider field of perception, it's possible then that I get a glimpse of that mystery that is emerging, and that that the curve of the cheek, like a pomegranate, is hidden. It's hidden behind the thicket. It is, but there's a sense that it's peeking out. It's luring us towards a more awakened consciousness. And I just want to ask you, as you sit here in practice, if you've ever tasted a pomegranate, to see if you can remember the taste.
It's very intense.
Just remember the taste on your tongue. Remember the taste of a pomegranate, and a sense of that taste exploding in your mouth. And maybe that can help us. But in realizing that we needed to raise our vibration to be able to see or to know this mystery, I thought about this practice that I call accessing the highest. And it says, I will sing praise so that I may know, and this is how I translate it, is the highest essence of divine existence. I will sing praise so that I may know the highest essence of divine existence. I raise myself up through praise, through song, and because that's how I will encounter that mystery. So let's see if we can go there together. Via Zamara Shaym-Havaya Elyon Zamra Shaym-Havaya Elyon Zamra Shaym-Havaya Elyon Shaym-Havaya Elyon. I just want to take a pause right now and to dedicate this practice to maybe some, as many of us are stepping a little more out into the world, into relationships, into gathering together. And we want to do it, like from that place of like awakeness, of expectancy, of treasuring the presence, like knowing the preciousness that is hidden there in all that we see. So I want to dedicate this to those moments. We had our first NVC in-person group this afternoon.
Nonviolent communication group that meets in the valley here. 7 of us.
And and it's a miracle, but I don't want to lose sight of that miracle. So I want to sing this praise to raise myself up to a place of awareness. Shaym-Havaya Elyon Zamra Shaym-Havaya Elyon Zamra Shaym-Havaya Elyon Shaym-Havaya Elyon Zamra 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 Shaym-Havaya Elyon
Shaym-Havaya Elyon Vazamra Shaym-Havaya Elyon Me'azamra Shaym-Havaya Elyon Me'azamra Shaym-Havaya Elyon Vazamra Shaym-Havaya Elyon Vazamra Shaym-Havaya Elyon Me'azamra Shaym-Havaya Elyon Me'azamra Shaym-Havaya Elyon Vazamra Shaym-Havaya Elyon Vazamra Shaym-Havaya Elyon. Once more. Me'azamra Shaym-Havaya Elyon Me'azamra Shaym-Havaya Elyon Vazamra Shaym-Havaya Elyon Vazamra Shaym-Havaya Elyon.
So we'll return to that taste of the pomegranate on our tongue. That is sweet but has a kind of a depth to it. And we are here to taste this life, to really allow that taste to be, explode in our mouths, to maybe do the work of finding that seed that is hidden and holding it precious. And knowing, putting inside ourselves a remembrance to be able to pay attention, to look a little deeper, to notice what we might miss in our rushing around, to be able to slow down, to enter into the mystery, to see the flower within the flower. and to see into the faces of our beloveds, that there's also a mystery emerging through them. So every once in a while I get that glimpse, and then I say, oh, well, why don't I do this all the time? Why don't I, see this all the time? Why don't I unveil my eyes? And then what I like to do is sort of get curious about my own habits of blindness, of what is it that keeps me from seeing. And this last chant, it says unveil my eyes. So I guess we're asking God, the universe, the mystery, to help us here, to unveil our eyes, or maybe to help with each other. I find that there are different things that unveil my eyes. I'm looking forward to going to some art museums, because when I look at art, somehow my eyes are unveiled. I begin to see like that artist saw, and some of my blindness falls away. But sometimes even getting together with other people, what a novel idea. We see through each other's eyes. They show us things that we didn't see ourselves. Just to be in their presence. And I wanna pay attention to those possibilities when I'm with other people, to not just get into my habits of protection, I guess. Sabrina says
Just
just
had
did
cataract surgery.
Wow.
Unveil your eyes.
Unveil your
Yeah.
eyes. So
That's
I
great.
thought maybe if you feel like putting it in the chat, what is it that veils your eyes? What is it that keeps you from seeing the miracle that's right in front of you? So there might be the physical pain,
Yeah.
self-judgments, fear, worry, assumptions, judgment, expectations,
Old stories.
being annoyed, habits,
The computer.
being tired, fear of
unveiling.
yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Anxiety, that overcommitting. So, busyness, stress, anxiety, impatience, rushing. So we want to just
Fear of being seen.
need for productivity. Yes. Taught as a child to mind my own business, worry, just not looking, right? So, so it's good to know what we're up against when we do a practice like this. To say, I want to dedicate this practice to some of those habits that I have, and so that when those habits emerge, I can meet them, and with compassion, and also to say, when I do unveil my eyes, there are miracles right there in front of me, and that's my Torah. The Torah is, this whole world is our Torah, here to teach us those miracles, if only we could sort of clear away some of those veils on our eyes. And it's interesting that kata'ych of the first chant, is translated also as your veil as well. So behind your veil is that pomegranate that is split open, and that is revealing all of this, these seeds. So I want to do this chant and see if we can clear away. Once we know what's there, let's see if we can clear clear some of those veils away. And in the silence after the chant, remember what it feels like to not have those veils, you know, and that there are miracles everywhere.
נפלאות מתורתך קל עיניי, קל עיניי, קל עיניי, קל עיניי, או קל עיניי, קל עיניי והביטה, קל עיניי והביטה נפלאות נפלאות מתורתך קל עיניי, קל עיניי, קל עיניי, קל עיניי, או קל עיניי, קל עיניי והביטה, קל עיניי והביטה נפלאות קל עיניי והביטה נפלאות מתורתך קל עיניי, קל עיניי, קל עיניי, קל עיניי, או קל עיניי, קל עיניי והביטה, קל עיניי והביטה נפלאות קל עיניי והביטה נפלאות מתורתך קל עיניי, קל עיניי, קל עיניי, קל עיניי, או קל עיניי, קל עיניי והביטה, קל עיניי והביטה נפלאות קל עיניי והביטה נפלאות מתורתך קל עיניי, קל עיניי, קל עיניי, קל עיניי, או קל עיניי, קל עיניי והביטה, קל עיניי והביטה נפלאות קל עיניי והביטה נפלאות מתורתך קל עיניי, קל עיניי, קל עיניי, קל עיניי, או קל עיניי, קל עיניי והביטה, קל עיניי והביטה נפלאות, קל עיניי והביטה נפלאות מתורתך קל עיניי, קל עיניי, קל עיניי, קל עיניי, או קל עיניי, קל עיניי והביטה, קל עיניי והביטה נפלאות, קל עיניי והביטה נפלאות מתורתך קל עיניי, קל עיניי, קל עיניי, קל עיניי, או קל עיניי, קל עיניי, קל עיניי.
So keep your eyes closed for a moment, and you can make a kind of a vow inside that when you open your eyes, that veil will be gone. You will see more clearly. You will see into that mystery, that treasure that is in front of you. So at the count of 3, we'll open our eyes. 1, 2, 3. That's like from last week, the hide and seek that we were playing last week. Yeah. So how wonderful to be together. I invite you to go to my website, give a little donation in honor of what you have received, and also there is an in-person retreat coming up in Minnesota. Anybody is anywhere in the neighborhood of Minnesota or knows somebody that I'm doing at the Episcopal Prayer House in Minnesota in July, so I think there's still openings for that. And it's great to be together. Take a look around the room to give some thanks to everyone here.
So good to see everybody.
And for those who can stay for 10 minutes,
we'd love to have you.
We are going to go into just a 10-minute reflection on the practice that we just did, and I can.
If not, we love you. Bye.
And so anybody who can stay, I will then call you back, and I guess Vivi and my cousin Erica and Christina, you could talk to each other.
Yeah.